Comcast and Universal are cooking. What's going on, everybody? Hit that subscribe and let's get into it. Look, first things first, make sure to show your support and pre-order Rebel Defenders. My first comic book is dropping September 30th, so show your support for only $4.50. You can't beat that. Look, let's get into it. Universal has been cooking, and with the huge, massive success of Jurassic World Rebirth, they won and they dominated the summer with the box office because they spent a budget of 108 million and they flipped it. Currently it's at 861 and growing million. That is insane, right? Huge, massive win. And with that being said, now you have Universal that's owned by Comcast, and they are working on a new Jurassic World movie. And it's in the works, of course, with Scarlett Johansson. And she's going to be returning to reprise her role. And of course, if you've seen Rebirth, then you know how that movie ended. And it just left us preparing for what's to come. And I'm excited as a fan of Jurassic World, the lore, everything that comes with it. Yo, let's go. That's what we're talking about. That's what we need. Good movies like that. With no type of agendas, no messages, just pure fun, action, summer films. And that's what this movie delivered. It gave us a good, entertaining movie. Sure, it wasn't for everybody, but for the most part, fans are watching and rewatching this movie. This is why it's so successful. And say what you want, but it's a win, and it won massively. I'm happy. I'm excited. This is good news to hear. And let's see what else the brand is going to be putting out on the next one. So this is going to be, again, the start of another franchise within the same brand with Jurassic World. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they're going to cook up with that. And we already know they're going to end up bringing that fire for the next movie. Because with that being said, they're right now working on it. And it looks like they're trying to aim for May or June of 2028. So that's straight up like a few years from now. But we know time goes by quick. And by the time you know it, it'll be right around the corner again. And with that being said, another thing that they're cooking up, Universal, is that recently we saw Vin Diesel. He was at a car event and he was talking. You can look for the videos on social media. And Universal asked Vin Diesel to please bring and give the final Fast and Furious to finally wrap it all up and to conclude it. And Vin Diesel himself said it under 3 conditions. Because we've already seen Fast X and what it's become. Vince said that he wants the following, and he'll be able to deliver. He said, bring it back to LA, back with the call culture and everything that has to do with the cars and stuff like that. 2, return to the streets where they started, meaning street racing and everything that has to do with the automobiles, the custom cars and all that goodness. Because of course you have to have that in the Fast and the Furious franchise. And the third most important one is to reunite Dom and Brian O'Connor. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. And it's been overdue, and I get it. But they have to do what they have to do with these movies, and they have to bring them ASAP. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. And they're aiming for April 2027. This is going to be nuts. I can't wait. And them taking it back to the streets. Look, that's something that the whole franchise kicked off, and it started with the first movie. And, you know, it's incredible to see how it's expanded, how things have gotten, you know, like just to the level where it's at within this movie, what it started to what it became. But it's time to bring it to the conclusion and wrap it up, you know. I wanted to go all out, but take it back to where the streets and everything started, you know, with the street racing, custom cars. You have to have some lowriders in there also. You have to have all these type of custom cars, you know. It's a big thing that's part of this culture when it comes to the cars. Of course, you have to have fast, you know, fast cars, beautiful women, all that good stuff. And, you know, it's furious. So, you know, it's badass when it all comes to it, you know. And this is why, like I said, Universal is cooking. Because the next upcoming years, just with those 2 IPs of Jurassic World and the Fast Saga, yo, that's exactly what we need and we want. And with that also, let's not forget that a few months from now, at the time of this recording, in January 2026, Comcast is going to also be working with WB, but for their streaming service. Can something be cooking up and they could be working behind the scenes about anything and something else that's coming from it? I think so. I think that things are going to happen, and they're right now being in the works behind closed doors that we do not know and we cannot know about yet. But things are looking really good, and anything can come from this. Let's not forget, HBO Max is a streaming service, so you can get a lot of good content from there. And if Comcast wants to do more things with that, and from the rumors that we've been hearing of them wanting Zack Snyder and David Ayer for DC alternative content exclusive for HBO Max, could something be cooking? I think so. Can they also put Jurassic World and the Fast Saga and do spin-off shows on and exclusive for HBO Max? That could also be a possibility. What are your thoughts? Hit that subscribe, and until next time.